Hey guys, Tech G Prime Z here, and I'm bringing in another video about Spectre Divide. Today we're going to cover first, the most recent patch, second, a few operators that I use and an overview of their abilities, and third, my thoughts since release and of playing this game. Let's dive right in. So the patch we were talking about is the one that just released on October 1st, 2024. First, let's cover the quality of life changes. First, performance optimizations to improve frame rate stability, improve performance to duality and puck throw visual effects, added copy match ID option in the options menu to help with providing info to the mountaintop team, improved surrender messaging when a teammate abandons a match to include penalty details, bonus money info, and how to surrender, reduce the frequency of play a match as a full team daily quest, improvement of underlying anti-cheat infrastructure. Next, let's cover the bug fixes. They fixed a bug where you could use Bloom Twin Mend, Ghost Link Partition, and Vector Wall pre-round without consuming any charges. Fixed a bug where a surrender during overtime would sometimes award the wrong ranked point values to winner and losers. They fixed a bug where teams with a team rank of World Class 2 or higher could receive negative points for a win. Next, they fixed a bug that allowed you to jump vault over thin walls from a crouching position. Fixed a bug where some players were getting kicked from matches with a suspicious network traffic error from September 27th hotfix. They improved Bloom's Twin Mend animation appearing choppy at higher frame rates. And they fixed a bug where enemies defusing the Zeus while revealed by Riker wave scan could sometimes disappear from view. Morgan Meltdown no longer does damage to teammates. This was intended to change from the September 24th patch, but now it's included in this patch, and it has actually been resolved. Fixed a bug where the Riker Hull Mine voice overline would sometimes play detected instead. Fixed a bug where the whisper option was not available at the end of match screen. They fixed a spot on Skyway B site where players could shoot through the wall to spawn. They fixed a spot on Metro where dropped weapons could clip through the floor if dropped from nest down to luggage. Fixed a spot on Commons and Metro where players could get up onto some window ledges unexpectedly. Improved inconsistent shadows on the Prince outfit. And they fixed various crashes. Alright, next, let's talk about why I think this is one of the best tactical shooters out right now, and kind of a quick overview of some of the characters that I play with. So a lot of hate has been spun up around this game saying things like, why don't you just play Valorant or CSGO? Shroud doesn't even play his own game, so why are you? This is just a Valorant knockoff, or my favorite, people with better skill play Valorant. Honestly, everyone that has said this, 99.9% of these people have never even played the game themselves. See, the duality is what I think makes this game super unique. From using your second Spectre as a type of proximity alarm, to then rotate a dual push and provide good callouts. Even using your dual Spectres with Morgan United where you can push up and throw a smoke where your Spectre is inside it. This allows for aggressive gameplay. Then you have Bloom Technologies, who are the healers, who can throw up a barrier for information, and depending on how it is placed, you can use it for info as a wall where you can short peek in order to try and get the advantage over the enemy. Then you have the Twin Mend to give you or your allies 80 health for 10 seconds. Finally, you have the Swarm Grenade, which doubles as a smoke in an AoE. If enemies step in this swarm, they will lose 100 health over 10 seconds. Then you have Specters like Riker Industries, where they have a wave scan and it has 3 waves, and this device has the ability to stick a wall or surface after 1 bounce. Enemies that are scanned by this device will be located for 3 seconds and have a hexagon-like icon around them while they are spotted, allowing you to quickly peek and get the kill. These are the 3 Specters I play with the most, and those base Specters jive really well with each other. Also, I like how the abilities don't feel over convoluted or overwhelming. Then you have Specters like the one in this gameplay, Ghost Link Collective. This was actually my first time playing with this particular group. The main ability Partition is a wall, and it provides you the invisibility against enemies on the other side. The wall is not stopped by terrain, and anyone that crosses it gets vision blur. The plus side of using it is how fast it recharges in a blazing 45 seconds. Then you have dupe, which is an intel gathering tool, which lets you fool enemies by dropping a dupe that lasts for 5.5 seconds. Enemies who shoot will be revealed briefly. Then you have dead zone, which throws a grenade that creates a large distortion field and blurs the vision of all players inside it and lasts 10 seconds. In all honesty, I think this is a game that if you even in the slightest like tactical shooters, then you should give this game a try. Now, that doesn't mean that this game doesn't have its faults, from its overpowered machine guns to its weird shooting pattern that at times can be inconsistent. But then again, that could be just because I'm bad. But like any other game, it will continue to get better. We just have to provide the feedback we are seeing to the developers when we run into any issue. They make this really easy by making their Discord easily accessible to you. This game does a really good job of blending all my favorite shooters together and making it its own thing. Just give it a try and let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, now let's talk about some of the things that I was doing inside of this game that you could use in your game as well. So one of my favorite primary guns to use is the single shot and the M4. Can't remember what it is exactly. The Time Vest. So my favorite primary selection on a low buy is normally to buy the semi-auto AR, which is the Tempest, for $2,500. Usually get that every time I'm low buying. So what my play is right here is typically I'm going to try and go through the mid, put a guy high and a guy low. Since I'm new at using this character, I'm going to try and wall off the center area depending on where the movement's at. That way I can send my dummy guy through the wall. And I actually messed up here. But I had the opportunity to kill 2 people. Instead, I was only able to kill 1 and then lose one of my Specters. But essentially, this is kind of how you use this particular industry. You throw the wall, throw your dummy through, that way you're on the other side, and then it locates them, and then you can shoot them through the wall. And you'll see that through a couple of different gameplays here. So something else I like to do is on any map, I like to push mid, mainly because if you can get a good push through mid, it's kind of the avenue through both sites, no matter what map it is. And if you have a good aggressive push to the mid, sometimes they can't counter it. So my objective here was to try and get the guy, but he actually counterplayed me really good. He threw a grenade at me and knew exactly where I was. And this is where the duality comes into play, because I was able to pretty much have my other Spectre really close, which would allow me to get that kill. And then as you can see, I was making sure that site was clear. So the M87 Reaver is another good combo that I like to do late game whenever I have the money for it. Still going to do the same thing here. Always pushing up the mid to try and get a good aggressive push. That way I can move between both sites. So one thing I like to do is make sure that my second Spectre is always pretty close. So I always try and throw my puck to be readily available just in case I need a counter, in case I die. Or if I'm being really quick on my feet, I'll do quick swaps between the two Specters to kind of change it up on them. So like maybe distract the other Spectre or the enemy team, and they'll shoot one way while I shoot them with my other Spectre. I don't think I did anything like that in this game here, but I have done it in other games. Also, taking these vents on this map is really key. You can allow for a lot of things like what I'm doing here, where I'm walling off. And then you can see, like I was saying earlier, the terrain doesn't affect how this wall is placed down. And then you throw your dummy guy through the wall and it'll locate. Let's see if they shoot at me here. Now, I don't always play mid, but there's a high probability that I'm going to play mid most of the time, just because of how well I like it. I think here I decided to actually do a hard B push.
Partition up. Dude's going slow.
Doing a wave scan.
So that, there you go, you see me do a wall, and then I'll throw my dummy through there. However, nobody was located through it, so I didn't get a detection off of it like I was hoping. So then I do it again. This is as I'm learning how to play this character a lot better. Hindsight, now that I know that I can do this through terrain, no matter whatever terrain's in the way, I could probably preset the wall to where I won't get killed first.
Zeus has been planted.
This was actually a pretty clutch play. I was able to, so you'll see the lightning on the ground. That means that his Spectre is transitioning to where, but basically it's moving to its next spot. And I just followed its track. The timing just lined up, so I was able to get that kill. And then I clutched the round right here, and I got 4 kills. So you can see those 4 ghost looking things every time I get a kill. That's the track kills that I've gotten. So I'm continuously buying the Reaver here just because I can afford it. So this was a casual match, so I don't ever have to buy my abilities. Casual is really good for doing exactly what I was doing here, testing out this Spectre, so I could figure out how to play it in ranked, because I just unlocked it. And the cool thing about Specters is you can do a contract for those Specters, and then you get experience over each game to unlock them, kind of like Valorant, how you can unlock characters by doing the contract for them, and then every game that you play gives you points to unlock that character. That's the same thing here. So pretty much you can earn all these characters just by playing the game instead of having to pay for them with like RP or the in-game currency, whatever it is.
Mission. Running a dupe. Dead zoning.
Dead zone going out. Wave scan running.
Also, those boxes, if they're wooden, you can usually shoot through them. There's a lot of walls and boxes that if they're hollow, you can shoot through. And then there's that hexagon-like shape for the wave scan that you saw.
Last round before half. Don't forget the Zeus.
So again, I'm going to do another mid push, it looks like.
Keep away.
Yep, I'm going to wall.
Going slow.
Then I try and send my dummy guy through there, and then just like I saw, it shows a location. So they can't see me on the other side of the wall, so it's kind of like a free kill.
Dead zone up.
And those boxes right there are, you're able to shoot through those objects. So I almost could have gotten him too. I think I work around through this middle area, end up getting the kill anyways.
The Zeus is down.
So I tried to recall my Spectre during that engagement, but it ended up failing. So if you die before the Spectre is able to make it all the way to your other Spectre, it just cancels. So now we're at 3 kills.
You won the round.
Yep. Got 4 now. I think this is 5. And the round win.
Halftime side switch.
I don't typically go for the more expensive pistol round, but sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I'll do it if I think that I'm warmed up enough and I can actually hit my shots. Otherwise, I'll do the low pistol build and just try and go about it that route.
Dupe going slow.
This Spectre is really unique. It's a really good pushing Spectre. It's actually a pretty good defensive Spectre as well.
Zeus is down.
But see how I threw my dummy out there, I was able to spot him, but then I wasn't able to finish up the kill.
Dead zone active.
It's also good for your other teammates too.
Partition going up.
I think they actually rotated through middle right here while I did that. They used my wall against me. I could hear him planting, then I got the other kill.
Zoning.
Zeus carrier is down.
So something really weird happened here in this round where the player was disconnected, but his Specters were still in game, so they were able to get 2 free kills, but we weren't able to end the round because of the disconnection. So that's something that I've never run into before, except for in this game. I think this is the final round, and then they decided to surrender. So it was 6-2 and they were down a player.
Defenders have won the match.
But yeah, this gives you a pretty good idea on how I like to play this game. Shows you some of the economy situations in this game, and then some of the guns that I typically use whenever I'm playing this game as well, and how they kind of act with their recoil pattern, and when you're moving, and when you're crouching, and when you're shift walking, etc., etc. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a great day. Take G Prime Z out.